to the entertainment hour. People just say whatever kind of bull it come to their mind, don't they? It's crazy. It's cray-cray. Yes. It was brought to my attention, ladies and gentlemen, that LeBron James has stated to the general public that his team, the Los Angeles Lakers, possess all the tools they need to win. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. And they also possess all of the tools to not share this video and share it properly. Finally, a notification. I don't know how you got it, buddy. Nobody else in the world got it. They shadow banning it. Why? I haven't gotten it. And I'm the descendant. Hold on just a moment. Alrighty. Well, they doing some more sabotage right now. Let's see what happens now. It's ridiculous. Hold on, right in YouTube. Well, here's the thing. He says this once prior before. We have everything that we need to win. I love where my team is right now. I love what we have. Ain't that what he said? I don't want to put no words in the bum's mouth. The bum says, I love what we have. Did he or did not say, I love what we have? That is exactly what the bum said. So we shouldn't have to see LeBron James and the Lakers pick up anybody. LeBron James says, I love what we have. That means we're good. We have everything we need to win it. So that means you good. You got the refs, Adam Silver, the board of directors, the entire National Basketball Association, and the Los Angeles Lakers. You got everything you need to win it. You got all the pieces aligned. So you have no excuse for going to pick somebody else up. I don't want to hear the Lakers when they got somebody. You said you got everybody you need. You love what you got. So if you love what you got, you love what you got. It is what it is. So I don't want to see people jumping up and down saying we need to get this person. We need to get that person. Don't want to hear it. Your hero said, I love what we have. We got what we need to win it. Didn't he say this in Cleveland? I love where my team is at. And what happened? They traded the whole damn team. Oh, yeah. After he did that first time, he knew he couldn't say it a second time. Once he said we're top heavy, then next thing you know, he started trading people away. He did it again. Then he tried to do it in Los Angeles when he got to the Lakers. Tried to trade Lonzo Ball, everybody away. And it got stymied. Now Lonzo's playing better than half of the players they got on the Lakers. Why? Because he got coached. He needed somebody to say, hey, you got to work on that shot, son. We're going to show you how to do it. And they did. Oh, they got mad about the video I did because they had nothing to say when I said, well, let's talk about LeBron James and Jay-Z's charitable donations. Oh, yeah, they hated that video. Yeah, they hated on that. Ask me if I care if they hated it. Yeah, hate it all you want. What's real is real. Those are the type of answers and the type of questions you need to be asking LeBron if you're from Akron. Yeah, see, I tried to tell them. They out here talking this $1 billion talk. How is it cool to be a billionaire and your hood is starving? No, it's disgraceful. Hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Who's gonna take Boogie? Well, I don't know. Remember, if you own the Patreon, you already know what the Lakers situation is with Boogie. When they come up with a fact of a point, when they come to a decision, whether that they're straight, then that's fine. But when that trade deadline come and the Lakers start making some moves, I want people to turn that microphone to LeBron and say, "Hey man, I thought you was straight. Thought you loved where you was at. What happened? What happened, big man? Thought y'all got everything y'all need to win it." They trying to push Marc Gasol to probably go ahead and step down and retire. Because Marc Gasol ain't coming back next season. Tell you that right now. The Marc Gasol experiment is not going to work. This dude is so obsessed with Kobe Bryant. This dude wanted to have his moment with Gasol, like LeBron had with, like Kobe had with Pau Gasol. He wanted, I'm gonna get Marc Gasol, and just like Kobe did. Like, dog, come on, really? You're not Kobe Bryant. You're not. Cut it out. All you're doing is pissing people off. People know that you're not Kobe Bryant. You're not. You can't even smell his socks. You don't even come close. Stop trying to use that man's popularity and what he did, his hard work and effort, to try to make you seem like you're important. You're a troll. That's all he is a troll. No damn goat. Unless he's going on another team. That's it. How many times do LeBron James have to prove to you that he is not as good as people are trying to make him out to be? This dude has averaged less than 21 points in his last 7 games, talking about it's time, let's go. He said, let's go. Okay. The Lakers, since the All-Star break, has played 1 game, then had 2 days off of rest. They played tonight. Who do the Lakers play tonight, ladies and gentlemen? After Indiana got completely ripped off on the game Friday night when the Lakers played like they've been playing 6 nights in a row after having all this rest, who do the Lakers play tonight? Ladies and gentlemen, can you please tell them? Who does the Los Angeles play tonight? Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors. Am I not correct on this statement? The Golden State Warriors who just played last night, well, yesterday afternoon, against the number one team in the NBA. And he got them a victory. And I knew Golden State would win last night over Utah. I knew that would happen. And you know why I knew that would happen? Because they don't want Steph and LeBron to play and having the Warriors look as bad as they've been looking going into this stage. They just beat the number one team in the NBA, and now they're finna play LeBron to try to dress it up, put lipstick on the pig, and put it into the game like, oh my God, this is an even contest now. They just beat the number one team in the NBA, and now they're going to play the Lakers. Golden State has lost 4 of their last 5 games coming into tonight. They just played yesterday. This is a back-to-back. The Lakers have had 1 game and another 3 days off of rest. They're trying to give them as much rest as possible. So you got the refs, you have Adam Silver, you have all of these doggone people behind you that's in the offices of the NBA, all on your side. You got all the pieces to win it. You got all the pieces. You've always had it. Because that's the only way you win it. So saying you got all the pieces to win, I agree. So you shouldn't have to go pick nobody up. You got everything you need to get it done. Because you sure as hell can't get it done. This dude's struggling to score 20 points. The Indiana Pacers ran that boy up and down that court. He looked ridiculous. He missed 2 free throws to try to get himself 20. They put him on the line just so he can get 20. He couldn't even do it. I'm like, dude, you sat out most of the third. You still can't hit 2 free throws? John Stratton, let me explain something to you. You're not a champion. The Lakers are not world champions. They wanted to make them world champions, but they couldn't do it. So after 4 months, they made everybody come back and play in a bubble in some little mini tournament after 4 months out of basketball and say, okay, let's play for an NBA championship. It's not real. You had a whole half of a season that did not get played. That don't count. There's a huge asterisk by that one. But only a loser would call that an NBA championship. Had the Clippers won, would I be saying that? Absolutely. If the Clippers would have won, you know what you would have been saying? Exactly what I just said. Man, they had 4 months off, man. They can't count that as a real championship. You've been crying, you've been pouting and banging on the floor. Now that LeBron won, oh, we the world champions. You ain't the world nothing. The last world champions were the Toronto Raptors, who played a full season and won it. Those are your world champions. And until somebody win it and go all the way, then we don't trust it. See, John just said the same thing. John, it would have been different for that bum called LeBron. Congratulations to Nas from winning for an album he shouldn't have won for. Okay. Nas album was not the best rap album of last year. Not at all. Freddie Gibbs had the best album of the year. Next to Conway. Well, Conway had the best album of the year. Freddie Gibbs was second. So if Conway wasn't nominated, the whole thing is a farce. Nas should have won it years ago. Plenty of Nas albums you could have gave it to. But to try to give it to him for this, the Grammys don't mean anything anymore. Like all of this stuff now, people buy awards. That's it. You want a Grammy here. You want an Oscar here. They pay for it. That's how it always been. Danny, if they were going to investigate, that's like investigating themselves. The NBA going to investigate themselves? No, they're not. It needs to be an FBI investigation. I would call them, but I don't need them looking into me. Kennedy said, man, when the did Nas put out an album? That's what's up. All right. I mean, everybody been on HD channel. I was gonna do a live stream yesterday, a StreamYard, but I saw everybody on HD thing, and I said, let it go. Let everybody go over there and chill, kick it. They already over there. So we'll try to do one today. Sleep? Me? It ain't my bedtime yet. If you only knew my schedule. Ooh, they wiretap the earpieces. Well, here's the thing. The government knows this stuff is fixed. I mean, the thing is, it's supposed to entertain you. Even though it's fixed, you're supposed to be like, okay, look, it's fixed. But I want to be entertained for my dollar, you know? It's like, look, I know this is a scumbag, but I need to be right. You want to be there. You want to do certain things. You want to go to certain plateaus. These are the things you need to do. Oh, the Bulls got a victory. Oh, Gavin is a person that listens partially. He don't listen in complete. He can't process information completely. I told Gavin yesterday that Toronto should win, but Toronto is not playing at home. They've been in Tampa. They can't go back to Canada because of the COVID situation. So they have to play their games out in Tampa. So I don't know what's going to actually happen to him. He forgot all of these things. But I said they should lose because they're playing the Bulls, and the Bulls suck. But Toronto lost. I guess Van Fleet didn't have the type of game. I know they COVID exactly. The Raptors are COVID-19 depleted. Thank you for pointing that out. This is what I told Gavin yesterday. He doesn't listen. He doesn't understand how to process information. He takes one part out of a conversation that he likes and run with it. Then comes back to you. You know how you tell somebody something, then they come back and tell it to you as if you never told them? That's Gavin. You be like, guess what I heard? Yeah, the Toronto Raptors. I'm like, I told you that already. Why are you telling it back to me? That's Gavin. Black Rain, you said what? The Bulls are 2 times better than the Pistons? In what universe? Are you trying to go back to Michael Jordan and the Bulls or something? Are you talking about this pitiful Bulls team they got now? Thank you, Skippy. Let Gavin know what's going on out there with the game. Toronto Raptors had 4 to 5 players out from COVID. The Bulls got a victory. He's happy. The Bulls are probably in like 11th or 12th place in the East. Who is thinking about the Chicago Bulls? I think even Burundi gave up. Oh, Bear wants to play Madden. I should turn on the PS5 and give you a whooping, Bear. I ain't whooped on Bear in a while. I'll grab my PS5 remote. See what happens? They get scared. They get so scared. I grab the remote, they run out the house. They go, oh snap! He grabbing the remote! Run! Uh-oh, he said, I'm high in a mountain goat. I heard a challenge. And he went running out of there. Running out the door. Oh, there'll be no games with Gavin. That is completely done for right now. He knows why. Oh, Gavin, you want to tell him what happened in NBA 2K? A game that he plays 75 times a day, and I don't play at all. He went over there, played him, and I beat him by like 30 points. 30! A 30 burger. And he turned the game off, meaning it was finna get worse. Why? Because he played with the Bulls. And I had Luka. Luka had about 50-something points going into the fourth quarter. The Clippers have no rings, but are a better team than the Los Angeles Lakers. Or, the LeBrons. Because that's all they are, is the LeBrons. Tell me what player that you have that's better than the Clippers. Where are y'all better at? Is LeBron better than Kawhi Leonard? Is he better than Paul George? No, no, and no. I hope this is 5. I don't know if this is 5 or 4 I picked. I'm not tripping right now. This is the truth. Rashawn Williams, I would not even answer that remotely insane statement you just made. You talking about somebody who does not have the mental makeup, does not have the skill set, does not have any of the accolades that would put him in the same category as an Isaiah Thomas. I know, it's crazy. Oh yeah, it's the 4. That's why. Yeah, they got me on the 4. It's Crunchy Black. CB2G. No, Gavin got school things he needs to be doing. He knows what he got to be doing. So Madden is out. You can forget that. You said if your team has so many good players, why didn't you win it all? What are you talking about? Are you talking about the Clippers? I'm trying to figure out what exactly are you talking about? Because I'm confused. Hit the like button for the confused man in here, Mr. John Stratton. Let's talk about it. Come on, John Stratton. Make sure you hit the Cash App up. Carceno, Karceno. No, you know what I mean by your school thing. You need to take care of that. Oh, you did? Hmm. So you caught up with everything. That what you telling me? Because you know I can find out. You're talking about the Clippers. Why didn't they win it all last season in a pandemic bubble where everybody was basically out of shape? They had a player that was out because of a parent, his family member died, and then who's now with your team now because of COVID, and he came in all fat. You got one guy going out because somebody died from COVID in his family, and he out eating lemon pepper wings at the strip club. You talking about that team? Why that team didn't win it? It's a lot of players that didn't win it. Everybody wasn't in shape to play basketball. For 4 months, they couldn't even go outside. So what are you talking about? Yeah, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to the page, hit that notification bell. Carcino's the name on the Cash App. And for some weird reason, Gavin keeps calling. Gavin loves to repeat whatever the people say and think and run with it as facts without understanding anything. What does somebody's size have to do with them being great? There's players that is Isaiah Thomas is better than a lot of people that's 7 feet tall. So what does that got to do with it? I understand you just been watching basketball, but when you come in and make ridiculous statements on basketball, somebody in the chat room is gonna destroy you. Bill Russell has more championships than Michael Jordan. So Bill Russell's better than him. Robert Horry got more championships than Michael Jordan. So Robert Horry's better than Mike. Thanks, Gavin. You just proved our point. Robert Horry is greater than Jordan. Michael was more skilled than who? Than LeBron? Yes. But that's like you can find 9 million players. They're all probably more skilled than LeBron James. Over LeBron, I would take Robert Horry. Absolutely. Because if I know I'm down, I could depend on Robert Horry. I can't depend on that bum. How many finals have Robert Horry lost? You just found out Larry Bird existed 2 weeks ago. You don't know anything about Larry Bird. Larry Bird is 10 times the player that many of you don't even think about. Larry Bird would eat him for breakfast. I would take Isaiah Lord Thomas III over Larry. But that was our competition. Jordan and the Bulls, y'all weren't our competition. And you hear what Isaiah said? Y'all wasn't our competition at all. Because y'all wasn't. It was no competition. Y'all were bums. All y'all had was Michael Jordan. You couldn't beat us. So it was easy. Whooping y'all every year. Just an everyday thing. Our competition was the Boston Celtics. That was our rivalry. Isaiah was a cheap shot artist. I don't even know what that means. What NBA story was you reading? Hall of Fame backcourt. Hall of Fame coach, 3 players in the Hall of Fame that's on that team. And you talking about cheap shot artists? Name me a Hall of Fame backcourt that got drafted. Name one. Joe Dumars carried Isaiah on defense. Why you feel that? Joe Dumars don't guard Isaiah's guy. So what are you talking about? You don't even know what you're talking about, dude. You're just saying words. You cannot go against or say anything about the Pistons. You know nothing about them. Steph and Clay. When did they get selected to the Hall of Fame? Oh man, they must do the Hall of Fame differently now. Clay's in the Hall of Fame, y'all. They just said it right here that Clay's in the Hall of Fame. I thought they were still playing. No, I'm a truth teller. Truth just isn't popular these days. Mm. Right. Some people could feel that way. I completely don't. I mean, over the past 5, 6 years, LeBron James is just been a basic player, if not even that, less. But you know what's so interesting? Since you guys bring up Steph and Clay and all that stuff, who they got them sitting with? Steph and Clay, the Splash Brothers. They got them sitting next to who? Joe Dumars and Isaiah Thomas. Because why? Golden State play like us. The team y'all rave and crazy about, those two guys over there, that's the Hall of Fame backcourt, and you haven't seen one in 30, 40 years since them that was drafted on the same team in the Hall. The only reason you see these two together because they remind them of Isaiah and Joe, who invented the point guards dominating the game. Point guards weren't normally dominating the game and taking over and ruling and winning championships. They have great individual seasons, but they wouldn't win championships. Isaiah changed that, being the first little guy to ever do it. Him and Joe, they beat the Giants. Steph Curry do it. Y'all love Steph. Isaiah do it. He the bad guy. And he went through the same thing that Steph and Clay went through. People get mad at them because they beat who? LeBron. People got mad at them because they beat who? Michael Jordan. They love Mike. I hate the Pistons. They keep winning. They cheated. It's the same thing. Crybaby culture. crybabies. Zeke all day. Clay and Steph would never be able to beat Zeke and Joe. No way. It's not even close. I mean, what Isaiah was able to do and what Steph was able to do, Isaiah had more IQ of the floor than Steph. Steph has great IQ, but he plays more off the ball. Isaiah was more on the ball. Steph plays more as a two guard more than a point. Isaiah was a point guard who could score like crazy. He was a scoring point guard, but he could run the floor from the best from the point guard position, passes everybody. He will enhance your game. Joe Dumars, best complimentary player you could ever had at the two guard position. Because he could not only guard every two guard in the game, you had to be leery of him shooting because Joe could shoot. They invented the high pick and roll with the guard play at the top of the key, stretch fours, stretch five. They didn't play traditionally. And that's how they were beating teams. They beat you psychologically with their knowledge of the game of basketball. The TV they don't like them because they weren't picked. They weren't handpicked to be world champions. They didn't say, man, let's give this championship to the team in Detroit. Nobody picked them. They won because they were good. And the league did everything in their power to strip them of the titles. Tried to write them out of the book of history, everything. And they invented the game that you're playing right now. They the one changed the game. They the reason why every team got a plane. They were the first team with their own plane. Their owners put them in the 5-star hotels. The same thing that all the players got now, they had only to themselves. Before they even won a championship, they had their own plane. They had their own. They rebelled against the league and wore their own gear. Bad boy. Detroit had their own gear. They were like, you know what? If y'all don't want to support us, we ain't going to advertise for you no more. We ain't going to wear no Detroit Pistons stuff. We going to wear Bad Boy Detroit. Them Bad Boys gears was selling off the shelves. We had our own. We had our own rap song. We had our own rap song. Who had that? Us, the Bad Boys. Why? Because the city held us down. Hit the like button. Got to educate all y'all out here. Why you think they sat the Splash Brothers down with the Bad Boys? They the same team. They play the same style. The basketball sets. That's why Isaiah know everything that they're running and how they're running it. Now, the only thing Joe and Isaiah didn't do that they did is they shot more, they shoot threes now. The game has evolved to where everybody's shooting threes. Isaiah was like, man, in our game, they would have took us out the game. If I shot a 30-foot three-pointer, they've been like, okay, you got to come out. Even if I hit it, the coach going to want to have a talk with me. See, now it's more player has control over coach. Back then, the coaches had more control over the players. It's probably two teams in the NBA where the coach has some say. You can't say nothing back to the coach. That's Popovich is one. Pop runs the Spurs. That's it. You're not going to have more say than Pop. See, back in those days, the coaches, what they used to say, used to go. Now they done babied all these players, and now they got to stay on this road. Well, LeBron fan, you got to think about it. If you're a LeBron fan, you don't know basketball. 95% of the people that root for LeBron James don't know a damn thing about basketball. And they probably watch it all the time when he plays. They're one of those casual watchers. If it comes on ABC Saturday and it's a big game, they're gonna watch it, but they think they know basketball and they really don't. They don't know a thing about it. This is why when they speak, they sound so stupid. And you're like, huh? How does this even make sense? Based on what? And they can't even explain it to you. They just remember the last thing they heard on ESPN and they run outside. So he must be the best if they said it on cable. If somebody on here, why would they say he's the GOAT? Because they're told to. Now, when Luka comes in and breaks all LeBron records, because it's going to happen, he damn near doing it now. Luka got 43, 17, and 12. I have seen nobody do that, and I don't think nobody has done that since Wilt Chamberlain. He's doing it easy. Now, the rules, I'm not comparing him to Wilt, and I ain't comparing Luka to all them other guys, but James Harden and Luka and all these point guards can get these numbers. So what makes LeBron anything that he's doing great at all? Look at what they're able to do. He said every LeBron fan don't know basketball. I tried to just cut it down to 5% just to be nice, but you're right. It's probably 99.9%. Because I can't see a LeBron fan knowing basketball. You make a good point, Sean B. His body might not held on, or he might not try to stretch his career out 20 years like LeBron. Milk the game. Come in here and just try to milk it out for 18, 20 years, just to keep getting stats. He might not try to do that. But every year he's passing LeBron. Luka has played in 3 seasons. His rookie year, he had a better season than LeBron had when LeBron, who wasn't even rookie of the year, got the award. The award should have went to Dwayne Wade or Carmelo Anthony. And they gave it to LeBron James because they've already inscribed it from the moment he came into the league. People thought he came in dominating. He did not come in dominating no league. Zion had a better rookie year than LeBron James. It's a whole bunch of lies that's been told to you that you got to get over. And people got to understand it. LeBron was 18, Luka was 19. What difference does that make? I'm not putting no pressure on him, but how old was Melo? Melo was 18 and a half. He wasn't even a full 19 yet when he came into the league. He came in winning a national championship in 1 year. Then he averaged more points, more rebounds, and I don't think he had more assists than LeBron, or they were close, but he wasn't rookie of the year. LeBron is a stat pattern. His points are insignificant to the game. The game will be decided already, and then that's when he wants to start scoring some points because he knows his points are low. It's ridiculous, but you guys are a fan of that. So if anybody tell me that they're a fan of that type of play of basketball, then you're not a fan of the game. You're not honorable. You don't have any code. This whole thing with Brooklyn would piss people off, but LeBron was able to do it, so it's like, okay, y'all gonna let LeBron do it? Go ahead, Brooklyn. Get as many players as you can. Load it up. Break all the rules. They've already been breaking them. So go ahead and break them. We mean Carmelo Anthony, not LaMelo. It's okay. I mean the real wreck. Yeah, just go take a lap. Come back and talk to us. When we say Melo, we don't mean LaMelo. It's okay. Go take a lap. You'll be all right. Take a lap. Go hit the showers. Walk it off. Now, now we back and we. I know, but that just shows you how young people are. You say Melo now, they think of LaMelo Ball. That's. That just shows you the youngness of the audience now. Yeah, Melo, this Melo. I mean, really, what good does it make? I mean, if it's based on how long you've played, not like how dominant you've been. Melo used to be dominant until, they basically told him, like, you got to get out of here, buddy. For some reason, the NBA is just mad at him for something. And you think about all the games he didn't play, and he would be right now probably seventh all-time scorer. To be honest, he just moved into the 11th spot. Oh, what's up, Jamil? You trying to get your revenge? I got the controller in my hand. Well, you got to look at most of the intangibles that take place when you're dealing with things such as LeBron. LeBron is not the kind of person that you want to trust in a situation down the stretch. He know he doesn't have it anymore. That's why he went and got AD. Have you noticed everybody he has been better than him? Kyrie Irving, better than LeBron. AD, better than him. He went to Miami. Dwayne Wade was better than him. So I'm like, okay, when are we going to see? When are we going to see all of this take place? All right, Bosch was better than him. I mean, you want me to explain to you again why LeBron James isn't better than Luka or any other player that's out now, basically. You want me to tell you why? Why is he telling me things that we already? Thank you very much, Scoochie. We already know that Shaq Barrett is going to stay. This is why Tom Brady did the deal he did. He freed up $19 million in the cap money. He took it as a signing bonus when he did the 1-year extension to his contract. This is why it was done. I told you this when I was at your house. So this is not a surprise that Shaq Barrett is now signed. I told you they're keeping everybody. Now, let's go on to where we were at. Do you want to know? Or do you already know? I can teach you all right here. You'll find out right here why do you want to find out why? I can tell you why Luka's better than him. LeBron is going to lead the league in turnovers. It's going to explain everything to you. Here's why LeBron James isn't what he should be. Okay? Here's why he isn't in the category of a Luka, and reason why he can't do what Luka was doing. Here is why. LeBron James does not possess fundamental skills. Write this down. Do you think Luka is doing what he's doing because he's white? You know how many white players is out there on the floor? You think Caruso can do what Luka's doing? Guess again. There is a reason. And that is it. Write that down. He does not possess fundamental skills. LeBron James only has athleticism. He uses athleticism to get his game played. His game is played using athleticism. Defensively, he uses athleticism. Everything he does, he's been getting by using athleticism. He has no fundamental skills whatsoever. He shortcut his way to get success. The league opened up the lanes so that he could use his athleticism to get to the bucket. He does not possess fundamental skills. LeBron James has never done a step through in his life. LeBron James has never had any type of footwork in the post. He's never had any of these tools, even at the point guard position, on how to pass guys open. He does not have anything. He only can run a spread offense. That's it. So he would have been great at Duke if he would have went there. Dean Smith wouldn't have allowed that. Because they're not going to just let you, well, in today's NBA, they let you run a spread offense to just let you go one-on-one with somebody. He plays the most boringest game ever. Try to run a guy down, then throw up a shot and try to hit. Now he's incorporated the standstill three-point shot that he got. But he's trash. And that's why I'm like, why does somebody like this, you think, is the greatest of all time? Like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to think of a player like that. And you might call it hate. It's not hate. These are facts. This guy is nothing like anybody else we've seen with talent. Now, if LeBron James possessed fundamental skills, he would be dangerous. But he doesn't have it. He doesn't have it. These are all facts. Michael Jordan figured out I had to possess some fundamental skills. Michael was fundamentally sound, but he didn't get that way overnight. This is why Detroit used to beat him, because defensively we were smarter. We knew Michael Jordan's weaknesses, and we exploited them on the basketball court. he was using his athleticism. When he first came in the league, all those dunks, and he was using all his athleticism. He was burning himself out. So about the fourth quarter, he wouldn't have anything left. The team is just standing there watching him go, his teammates. And they're like, man, this dude is insane. We just get him the ball and get out of his way. But the Pistons realized how to beat him. They use strategic. When Michael Jordan is forced to go to the left side of the court, he wants to go back right. He can't really dribble with his left hand that well. So we force him to not be able to come back to his right hand, and he's got to still dribble left. He drifts out. He's not that confident as a shooter from that position on the left side of the court. So we're going to force the defense to drive him left. He's either going to have to pass it to somebody else from that point, or he's got to try to force up a shot and come back to his right hand, which we're going to have covered. And what they were able to do was to change the dynamics of Michael Jordan's offense. They cut off the lanes and said, you're not going to drive on us. You're going to have to hit shots to beat us. And he was struggling. He had games he scored 19 points. In some, he scored 20-something, but they would lose. So that's how the Pistons used to do it. They used to outsmart him and say, you're going to have to trust one of these other guys to beat us because you're not going to do it. And Michael didn't want to share that responsibility. So Michael got tired of losing and got Jordan fadeaway. Now you put Jordan in that situation, he'll bury you. You can't put him anywhere on that court and him not be able to respond. Michael Jordan could score from every position on the court. He had gotten fundamentally sound. He mastered the game. He knew how to get his offensive points. He can average 30 a night, and he didn't even have to break a sweat. Before, he used to kill himself to get 30. But he figured the game out. And once you figure the game out, you can, like Michael Jordan was like, man, that's to average 30 is nothing. That's like nothing but 8 a quarter. 8 and 8. There it is. I got 30 points. That's you think you can stop me from getting 8 and a quarter? You know, he really figured it out. So once he figured it out, that's when he became very hard to beat. And all of the players in the league knew they had a real problem then because that guy was harder to beat. He was moving the ball around, trusting the teammates. Now he's even more dangerous. He's already was unstoppable. So, and now he's got physically stronger, and I love it when people they watch the documentaries and it's like, yeah, Michael Jordan, y'all used to beat us up, and Michael Jordan started lifting weights, and then they started winning. I'm like, I know you saw The Last Dance and all these documentaries, and that's good, but please don't. That's story, okay? Please go back. Michael Jordan started lifting weights, and then they were able to win. Oh my gosh! Yeah, it's amazing how television works. They just show the Pistons beating on the Bulls. Hard foul. And they're like, they can't win. Michael Jordan had to go lift some weights. Then he got strong. And then you can't do that to Michael Jordan no more. And that's how we won. I'll be like, I'm done. Oh, gosh. So that's why Luka Doncic is better than LeBron. That's why all of these players are better. Fundamental skills. Luka is fundamentally sound. Everybody in the EuroLeague is basically fundamentally sound. They learn the game from a fundamental standpoint because they don't really have that athleticism. So they have no choice but to learn fundamentally. And they outsmart most of the guys that's in the league now. That's how the Joker is able to do what he's doing. Because 95% of the league now is all athleticism. Russell Westbrook, angry man. He's just a shorter LeBron. All athleticism. Old frog face. Ready? Listen. All the NBA players know, they're just not allowed to talk about it. Because it's like the NBA got them on a leash and they can't speak the truth. They got to lie and tell you these things that are not, it's just pitiful. It's completely pitiful. But the Los Angeles Lakers, right? The Los Angeles Lakers. The Los Angeles Lakers sorry about all that. But the Lakers have been in a position where they thought LeBron was different than what they is. And now they stuck with what they got. And now they got to work with what they got. So they got to go buy another player to make this player look good. This guy's going to sell it. Somebody else got to do the work. But as you can see, the league now is predominantly athleticism over actual fundamental skills. And if you don't know what fundamental is, NBA fundamentals, then obviously you're a LeBron James fan. But anyone who knows fundamental basketball, you see Kobe Bryant, that's fundamentals. The footwork in the post, to be able to do a step through. LeBron James, I've never seen him do a step through move in his life. Luka and all these guys have to learn this. They know how to use someone's athleticism against them. They get them off balance because people use their athleticism on defense rather than the X's and O's. How to go ball you than the other man. Wherever the ball is, there's you, and then there's another man. You got to be able to shield off, to use your team as a defensive shield. So wherever that ball is, you got to know where you're at, and then you got to be in between the other man. Never have the man closer to the ball and you're here, and you're trying to get ganged up on it using your athleticism. You never give up your hip. Like they say, don't give up your hip unless you got help, or you're driving a player somewhere and you got help on the other side, and you know the help is coming because y'all have discussed this. These are things you got to learn about. You got to know about. Instead of just having guys standing around and they just catch and shoot. It's not real basketball, to be honest. So everybody now, this is why they wonder why people are not really like gravitated to it, because there's no real standouts. All the players who are standing out are normally standing out only because of their athleticism. All the people who have fundamental skills, they can easily dominate the game. Kevin Durant has fundamental skills. There's nothing he can't do. So he's going to have success. He's going to dominate, and he's been dominating. The NBA All-Star Game had its lowest rating. I didn't even see the ratings for it. But I could believe it because don't nobody care about LeBron. The NBA keeps trying to sell him and stick him down everybody's throat. MQ, I wish I could put you on, man. You got to be on the StreamYard tonight. This is not a StreamYard. It's just a regular live stream. YouTube hasn't incorporated that yet. You know, their technology is like 6 years behind. They catch up sooner or later. Well, good teams know how to defend LeBron, but LeBron isn't the problem. You know, the only thing he's there, he's the sideshow. He's sideshow Bob, really. He's the guy that's gonna put up the show. He's gonna do the post game. So if I'm an agent and we did this on the Patreon, I might bring it here on who would you draft first out of all the players. So we might bring that here just so we can have that, do it on the live stream. I'm thinking about doing that on the StreamYard, setting that up. Because, I mean, I want people to know. And I want people to figure it out for themselves, or think for themselves, rather. And actually come up with a good question. You know, like, who would you draft? Be the general manager. I like to get other people's thoughts in the conversation. No, NBA isn't boring. There's games that's actually being played. What's actually boring is the way they try to control it, and they dull the game out by trying to ruin it. Like yesterday, they ruined the game by letting Utah get no calls going to the paint, but yet Golden State got every 3-point call in the book. They wanted Golden State to win. I knew this would happen. So when they play the Lakers tonight, they're gonna try to make it look like, well, they just beat the number one team. Watch how many times you hear that tonight. If you watch the broadcast tonight, I'm not watching the game tonight, but watch how many times they bring up the fact Golden State just beat the number one team in the NBA tonight. They probably got it written down on their paper. They're going to say it probably like 15 times. Well, Golden State just beat the number one team in the NBA last night, and now they playing the Lakers. Then they had the Clippers lose to the doggone Pelicans. And they lost Serge Ibaka with a back injury. Looked like he hurt his back, so he was out the game. That turned the game around. Every time they started making a run, they got some crazy advantages, and they just letting Zion just blow by guys. It was crazy. Yeah, there you go, Mr. Jenkins. You got it. They want the Lakers to go back up there. It's kind of hard to do when you ain't got it's kind of hard to do when you don't have your players in there that can really get it done for you. You know, the refs got to work overtime like they did in the Indiana game. Refs had to work overtime. Indiana came in with a strategy. It's just in the fourth quarter, the strategy blew up in their face because they were playing it like it was a regular season game. You know, they out there, they think like, you know, this is a game. He shoot, I shoot, I score, he score. This is a game. No, it ain't a game. Okay, this is where you need to know that, hey, you're not going to get this call. You need to win. And that's that. I'm a fan of him losing. What do you? What do you mean I'm a Bron fan? The referees have always killed the product of the game. Uh, but they're only doing what they're told. And they think it's good for business to have LeBron James win, and it's not. I mean, they're clearly seeing the decline of their sport, and they don't understand why people are not watching it. This is why people are not watching. They're tired. Okay, for 18 years, it's like, look, people don't like this guy. You keep putting him in commercials. He sells it. He's a fraud. You know, we all see him for what he is. And it's like you're trying to keep painting a narrative of making him something he's not. We just explain it using basketball logic, what this guy lacks and why he isn't number one. We tell you that. I'm like, Luka Doncic is better than him. Period. That's not me hating on LeBron James. It's the truth. He's a better distributor of the ball. He could shoot better, and he's a better rebounder. He makes better decisions with the ball. He's not as athletic as LeBron, but he makes better decisions, and he can. The only thing LeBron will probably give him is like defense. You know, defensively, he's not that fast. He knows how to take. They over pursue, and they don't possess his basketball skills. Do you want to know when Luka became Luka? Do you want to know that? Because I could tell you. This is when Luka became Luka. They had the NBA basketball team versus the international team in an exhibition game. They had Real Madrid and they had Luka on the team. He was 17 years old. Okay? He was 17 at this time. Luka ain't won nothing yet. He was 17. And they played the Oklahoma City Thunder. Russ was MVP. This 2016. Russell Westbrook wore his butt out. Russ went crazy. He's a 17-year-old kid trying to guard Russell Westbrook, and it was bad for him. He had a bad night. Russ was going crazy. And Luka, he was this little skinny 17-year-old, and he couldn't do, got busted up in that game. And when he went back after that game, it was an exhibition game. It didn't mean anything. Luka was destroyed. He went back home. Do you know what he did? Do you know what he did? He went back home. He won 2 MVPs. He won championships for the Euro League. From Real Madrid. He was all international. He balled out. He destroyed the European leagues. Luka went back mad and practiced and got better and destroyed the European League. And when he came in the NBA, when he went up against Russ, what did he do? Every time he sees Russell Westbrook, he busts his ass. Now he's different. Now he's much bigger than what he was when he was 17. He ain't no little skinny kid no more. He was like, I was 17 when I played you. And you was MVP of the NBA. Not this time. I'm finna bust you up. Boom. Luka was hitting him with everything in the book. And they always try to give him credit for that other Rockets game. That was before He busted OKC up, but when he busted, that was James Harden and Chris Paul that game. Chris Paul missed the 2 free throws that would have won the game. That had nothing to do with him. Yeah, he put up a 40 burger on Westbrook. Then he did it again. Like Westbrook can't guard him now. They read a false report that said Luka wasn't fast. Luka's not fast. He has a quick burst, like a first step, and then he stops, cuts back, and then he pulls. This is his move. This is what he's good at, getting you off balance, and he's on balance to shoot. Luka's a problem. And these dudes can't do nothing with him. I never hated Luka Doncic. I don't know what are you talking about. I have a video that basically got me in trouble last year. I just said this year they were trying to make him most valuable player, and he didn't even play the game yet. I'm like, the hell are y'all doing? He didn't even play yet. I don't know what you talking about. Yeah, I like Ice Trey the game. Ice Trey was the one I didn't think was gonna make it in the league. He was the one I didn't think was gonna make it. I felt he was too small. And he struggled when he first came in the league. It was like he started to figure it out like right before the All-Star break. And then after the All-Star break, he was tearing the league apart. It was Ice Trey the game. Ice Trey the game. Ice Trey the game. Ice Trey the game. Oh, Ice Trey the game. Ice Trey the game. He was out there ice trainer. I said, man, this little dude done figured it out. Oh, he found his lane. I mean, Atlanta is where I feel he needs to stay. But he wanted to go to New York, be on that stage. And the Knicks wanted him. That's who he was supposed to be with. They stole him. Steph Curry was supposed to be in New York. They stole Steph Curry. That's why Golden State and the Knicks always gonna have beef. Luka's different, of course. He's a 6'8" point guard who could shoot and have a basketball IQ. He could pass. He has fundamental skills that you would not believe that anybody would possess at his position, coming from the Euro League. But the Euro League is all fundamentals. They learn the fundamentals because the majority of them are not as athletic, so they have to learn those positions and how to be, in the right spots. That's why Porzingis can come back and just start popping 20-point games with ease. Because these guys they know when people are off balance to guard them. Porzingis moves slower than molasses, but he can get his shot off. He can get you off balance to where you can't even do nothing. So back to the original title point. LeBron says that the Lakers, he love where the team is right now, and he think they got enough to win a championship right now with all the pieces they got now. Do you believe that? Porzingis is terrible on defense. Yeah, if he got to guard an athletic guy, yeah. I mean, he is like 7 feet tall. But all he needs to do is just keep his position. If you're fundamentally sound, you know how to use certain your disadvantages. You know how to make up for those in other ways. Of course, I'm watching the Clippers and Lakers. I told y'all there's two teams I'm gonna watch the Lakers play. That is Brooklyn and the Clippers. Where you at, Taz? Everybody running. See, when you ready to play, nobody online. So don't blame me. Oh yeah, I definitely hit up the Patreon today. The Wesley Snipes blade situation that was out there. There's more information coming on that. Don't worry about it. Some more. It's a lot more that was going on. But I wanted to get that up now because somebody's giving me some extra information. An NBA top 50 list, I've already done that. I don't think I need to make any changes to it just yet. I'm not putting Luca top 50 all time right now. But no, what Luca could do is you see how they rolling teams now? Since they got these guys back and Luca didn't, he didn't got some of that Euro food out of his system. You see where he is at now, right? You see he balling. Marcus all out tonight. Even if he was playing, he was out tonight. So I believe that's a team decision. They're gonna try to move him as quickly as possible. He's done. I mean, he's done. He's too slow on the pick and rolls. He can't guard these guys anymore. Physically, he's just a walking six fouls. He was not the player they needed. They should have kept Dwight Howard. They know it now. They know they screwed up. So I'm like, you let Howard and McGee go? Like, y'all really dumb. Really dumb. Now, Howard got a chance to shine because he's going to be the starting center for about 3 weeks till, Joel Embiid come back. But this is what I mean. Ben Simmons supposed to be the man, right? Let's see Ben Simmons become the man. Watch for Jordan sometimes Poole. Yes, I've seen Jordan Poole play. Jordan Poole is the same guy that was there when they got beat by 30. Jordan Poole's the same guy that was there when they win. He's off and on, streaky. Well, you should know. You should have been trying to get rid of him from the jump. I would have traded Ben Simmons right now for Trae Young. I'd be like, man, let's do this deal now. Please, I'll give you Ben Simmons right now. Right. That should have been done. And it almost happened. They almost had the deal. But they didn't want to pull the trigger. Ben Simmons is crying, all this whining and stuff. They would have traded me, man, for real. He crying and whining and stuff. He all depressed. I'm like, man, look, people get traded every day, B. You tough. All this crying is why we gotta trade you now. Play better, bum.